Hello guys, my name is Amanda, also known as Amateur Aries. Today we're going to be doing an all-in-one makeup look. All of this stuff is from Wet n Wild except for a few things where I couldn't purchase them or they were out of stock at the time when I purchased them and I couldn't go back and buy them since, which are just a few things here and there like color correctors, a powder, and I forgot blush. So those are the only things that I did not get. The rest is all Wet n Wild, and I will be telling you how each product is throughout the video. I will be telling you in the voiceover before I tell you each product at the end of each product if it stayed well throughout the day, because I cannot film later today, so you just have to wait and see the voiceover if it stayed the way it stayed. So far at the end of the video, which is where I always do the intro also, is it looks fun. It's not drying, it doesn't look like it's cakey. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope that you stay tuned to the very end so I can tell you to subscribe. So one of the few items that I forgot to purchase or just couldn't afford to purchase at the time was color correctors. So I'm using my Smoke and Mirrors orange and green color correctors to hide my dark circles and any red blemishes. I'm mixing Wet n Wild's Photo Focus Face Primer and Wet n Wild's Photo Focus Foundation in Soft Beige together on the back of my hand. The things I didn't care for about these two products was that the amount of primer that came out of the product was more than I expected. I'm used to the thin amounts that come out of primers because it's easier to control how much you are adding. This one comes out as a big dollop in my opinion, which has me have less control. For the foundation, I didn't care for the spatula-esque end. I personally prefer the foundations that have the pump. Placing an item directly on my face and then placing it back into the tube seems like a hygienic problem waiting to happen. Later on, I did notice that the product looked a little caked on, but it did take a few hours before this started to come to my notice. With the foundation, I noticed it's just a sheer. It doesn't, well, it covers, but it's not as much of a coverage I would like, but it does a good job. I'm surprised that I actually got the right color foundation. I usually always get the wrong one. The concealer is Wet n Wild's Photo Focus Concealer in light medium. This is one of my least favorite products out of all of these. The brush's tip isn't very soft with only a thin layer of hairs on the plastic, so it almost feels like you're dragging plastic along your under eyes. I also didn't care for the coverage. Off camera, I could still see the green under the concealer even after I applied it a second time. For powder, I'm using Laura Mercier's Secret Brightening Powder. This is something else that either I ran out of money before I could get or it was out of stock. Concealer, I actually got one that is exact shade as the foundation. Again, I was not expecting that. I didn't want to get one too light and I didn't want to get one slightly darker because obviously you don't want darker when you're doing your concealer, and I wasn't sure about the tones with the lighter ones because when they skip from this one to a lighter one it looked really light, so I didn't want to put that on my face and be like, well, that doesn't work. A nice creamy texture. I'm using Wet n Wild's brow pencil and Brunettes Do It Better to fill my brows. I have no complaints on the brow pencil. It glides easy to use, and the brush at the end doesn't bother the skin or smear. I've used this product before and I just knew there was nothing I could complain about. To contour my face, I'm using Wet n Wild's Mega Glow Contouring Palette in Douce de Lache. I used the yellow to apply under my eyes to help neutralize any remaining dark circles, however it didn't work so well. The contour was easy to blend, a little redder in tone than I was expecting, but it all goes well together in the end. For highlighter, I am using Wet n Wild's Mega Glow Highlighting Powder in Precious Petals. This product is a little fair. I can't see it very much unless if I really focus or get into the right light. Maybe I didn't coat my skin enough, which I have never had a problem with before. The thing we are doing involves our eyes. Now let me tell you, there's tons of eye kits that you get from Wet n Wild that are fairly cheap. I got I'm His Breezy right here, Walking on Eggshells, and Don't Steal My Thunder. Now they just came out with two new kits I didn't purchase. I already had eyeshadows from Wet n Wild and I don't have a lot of money to go and purchase new items to try them out. So what I did purchase so far in this video is what I could afford at that time and what they had at the store that I had purchased them. So if there's some things missing like the blush, that's because it was out of stock at the time and since then I haven't been able to purchase anymore. So I might mix and match with these particular ones, probably these two out of them all, and I'll tell you which ones I'm mixing and matching from. To begin, I'm priming my eyes with the concealer I used before. This will prolong the eyeshadow and fade any creases. I'm going to start off by using the eyelid color of Walking on Eggshells by Wet n Wild. I've never had a problem with Wet n Wild's eyeshadows. Sure, some are more pigmented than others, but that's usually in almost all palettes. This particular color will be also very perfect for any highlight on your brow bone. I'm applying this color only on the eyelid. From the same trio kit, I am using the crease color, a brown, to blend at the end of my eye, window swiping it into the crease after applying majority of the color at the end. From Don't Steal My Thunder, I'm using the brow bone color, which is white, and adding it on top of the highlighter on my brow bone and in the inner corner of my eyes by the tear duct. Going back on Walking on Eggshells and taking that pink eyelid color, I'm going to apply that right next to the white on my lower lid and only bring it up to the center. Next to the pink, I'm applying that brown color again and adding it to the end of my eye, blending it a little bit into the pink and at the very end with the other brown. For liner, I'm using Wet n Wild's Felt Tip Liner in black. Sorry for the lack of footage. I have to get ultra close to the mirror in order to do my liner. I'm doing just a normal short-tailed cat eye. It's very easy to use. I do have difficulties putting a liner on for all the years I put it on. I still have difficulties. It's never even. So it's not the liner's fault that it's a little wobbly. It's mostly my fault because, well, liner is just the hardest thing for me to do. It came on very easily. I didn't have to really put any pressure on it. It slid on very easily. It looks more like a wet look instead of what turns matte with a lot more of expensive brands, but that's okay because, you know, I didn't really get one that was specified for that. So yeah, so far so good. The mascara is Wet n Wild Mega Protein Waterproof Mascara in black. The product itself doesn't make claim in lengthening or volumizing, and I don't see any differences other than darkening of my eyelashes as well. I purchased this product because it was the cheapest mascara out of the group, and I probably won't even use it again personally. For falsies, I'm using Salon Perfect's Falsies and Demi Wispies, per usual again. For lipstick, I'm using Wet n Wild's Mega Last Liquid Catsuit in Satin Sheets. The only downfall about these particular catsuit liquids is that they do dry fairly fast, like within the hour to within 2 hours. So you basically should keep it on you if you want to continue using these, so you can reapply them and keep it from looking chunky or dried. Final look. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that you're not bothered with like the 2 or 3 things I used that was not Wet n Wild related. I'm sorry again, I only have so much money. I don't have a lot of money. We were having some issues financially and I got what I could get, or the items were out of stock at the time when I was purchasing them, so I couldn't go back before this video to get them. And I really wanted to get this video up because man, this bag was taking up an entire shelf of makeup. So far it looks pretty good. I really like the color of the lipstick. I obviously like Wet n Wild's eyeshadow palettes because I've been collecting some of them throughout the years. Only 3, but some. So I hope that you guys like this look. Please like, comment, and subscribe. If you want to see more videos like this, feel free to comment in the description and I'll try to get to them as soon as possible. Bye!